Yo, YouTube. Welcome to another entirely based rant. Today, we're talking about class balance or lack thereof. Welcome. Let me hit this volume. I always have it ready. Okay, I didn't really have it ready. I apologize. Yo, what's up, everybody? My name's Vessel. We're gonna get into today's topic is a little something I've noticed. BDO is the most imbalanced MMORPG of all time. Let's talk about it. Let's expound upon this. What do you think? Do you think so? Am I lying to you? Drop so in comments. Maybe you know some other games that are more imbalanced, but I'm gonna be honest. I've never really played another PvP game that was an MMORPG where think about it, like a striker or like an evasion sage just running in and one tapping everybody and then not being hit at all. That's like, that doesn't happen in these games. But let's get into what I want to talk about, my little points that we came up together. I should say we, my stream and I, and I think it's some very good discussion points. We'll bring up what they've done in the past, what they're doing now, and we'll talk about it. So one thing I do want to say is it's kind of a bad thing that it's the most imbalanced of all time, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not the end. And this is what I mean by this. So one of my favorite games of all time was the Warhammer Online Age of Reckoning, which is very well known as the most imbalanced MMORPG of all time, and it was a PvP MMO. So this game, after playing it for 10 years, I can tell you is way more imbalanced than that, because it's a sandbox game and you have gear and then the new meta class. It's just crazy. So with that in mind, that game was super fun. We're all going to look back on BDO and be like, man, Munching was great. We may not love the balance. We might like the imbalance. That might be what we like about it. But let's get into what makes it so imbalanced. So bullet number one, we got our notes ahead of time, boys. We did it. Okay, bullet number one is pretty awesome. So yeah, PA just hasn't nerfed in years. They've just buffed things. And this kind of goes into our second one down here in a little bit. But basically, if everyone is mad that, let's say years ago when Succession came out, everyone was mad at how quick Succession Ranger would kill you. It was like really fast, right? And so like every Succession after Ranger was brought up, I felt like had to be as high DPS as Ranger in a way, or at least comparable. So like the Sakuno, the Denja, when these things came out, they were like terrifying. Well, I don't really remember too much about. I think one of them was actually whack when it first came out, but you get the idea. All of their damage was out of line, and it just kept scaling up. Same thing with movement, right? So they haven't been nerfing anything. They've just been buffing other classes to come up in line with all their new classes, right? So let's just say, you know, you want to play an older class that's been strong, Berserker. If you chose this a couple years ago, all the way up until just now, literally still hasn't happened yet. It'll happen like maybe next week. Next week, it'll take the first nerfs it's taken, potentially like ever in the game. So when I say they haven't nerfed in years, some of these classes have literally never been nerfed. And that's a little bit concerning when you think about balancing in a game. Like the fact that they never nerf is a little bit of a concern. And also they do usually get outliers. I'll be honest, like let's not talk, like everybody has their 2 weeks of being powerful and then they usually nerf you. That's how they do it. Guardian had like, a month with the slide and then they nerfed it. they give you a couple weeks of being too strong and then they nerf you, unless they want you to be powerful, and then they give you 6 months to a year, and then they casually patch you out and act like it was normal. Let's just be real. Like, how many times, like, I don't know, man. Like, after like the 10th time of them forgetting to fix a couple broken things, and you know, I'm just like, all right, whatever. But it is what it is. So, along with them not nerfing and only buffing, we go into the power creep and movement creep. So I was watching my boy Ham, shout out to him, aka CTG, #1 mercenary. That guy was playing Gunner, and he was playing uncapped in Asia, right? And he said, I can't fucking kill anyone. He's having the same problem I'm having. He's like 782 or 785 ish, I think, Gunner, right? But if you're like 15 away from fucking 800 gear score and you're doing uncapped and you can't hurt anybody because everyone's running, I mean, the real problem is everybody's running these multiple DR crystals or evasion crystals with like a evasion off. It's horrible. The crazy strength that you can get these days mixed with being crazy strong still is just insane. And that's just, it's the power creep is just gone out of line. I'm reminded of like, didn't at one point World of Warcraft you were hitting for like however many millions and billions, I think, and then they had to change the numbers to like compress them down, I think. Like, that's what I'm reminded of where we're at in BDO. We're hitting, we can't see the numbers, but we're probably lagging the game because we're hitting for 10 bajillion trillion, you know what I mean? That's literally why the game lags. Some guy is hitting for a Switzillion, which by the way is a 1 followed by 21 zeros. I don't know when that random fact is making into the YouTube video. Congratulations. Comment in the YouTube if you already see that. Yeah, some guy hits for a Switzillion and then everyone lags. I don't know, like, who knows? But yeah, watching him again, I wanted to use him as a good example for both of these. He was also complaining about movement. So he got mad and started playing Ranger, and he was like, wow, I feel like I can kind of fly on this class now. What the and keep in mind, he's a lawn, right? He's a lawn. And he's talking about a Ranger can basically kind of fly. And then just, can we also get some Fs for lawn and chat? Ranger also, lawn actually can't fly anymore. If you've seen Global, holy shit, it's funny. Oh man, I should have had the clip ready right here, but I wasn't. I'm not secure. YouTube videos not secure, but the clip of him trying to fly on Global, it's pretty fucking funny. Actually, I can grab it real quick. Fuck it. It is actual content. Let's see. Where is it? Wait, no, never mind. I lied. I can't find it. I have no idea where it is. I lied to you. So yeah. Anyways, when Ham flies, he goes down now. So lol, lawn, but everybody else gets to fly. Strikers basically fly now. Berserkers fly. Any class that has so much movement speed that they jump over your damage, that's uncalled for. Like, strikers are unimaginably strong. Why would you make them jump over everything? Why would you make if ninjas and kunos in certain classes were uncatchable before, why would you make movement speed and attack speed affect every single skill, including the dash skills? Now, do you have any idea how, like, why did they do? No one asked them to do that. They made the game faster. Now it kind of sucks. Oh yeah, this is my favorite part about this. Know your engine, please. Look, man, let's be honest here. Look at this. Hey PA devs. Hey, good call, your ass. It's almost like they don't play. Look, man, I'm not saying that you don't play your game, but let me tell you something. Every single thing that's fast is broken. Awaken Megu, quick, fast block jump. He sees everybody out of super armor because it's fucking broken. Every single thing that you add in that's really quick and cool breaks the game. And the more little quick cool things you guys decide to add in, break the game even more. So thanks for adding movement speed and attack speed on dashes. Nothing proves you know nothing about your engine like that. Thanks, guys. Like, oh my god, little talk to the devs there. Sorry about that. I didn't even plan on putting that, but know your engine. That's why that note is there. If you had this engine for 10 years, you know, you probably shouldn't make some of these abilities. Like, I'm just being, let's be real, okay? All right, so now this is one of the most important bullet points. You guys, like, you know, I think Blue makes this joke often, like it's like he would give us a set of instructions and dismantled, and basically I would be like, we're done, and he would be like, vessel. Look at what you've done. And I would look at him and I'd be like, oh, and he'd be like, so remember what I told you to do? And I would be like, yeah. And he'd be like, now why is your penis in the light socket? And I'd be like, I guess I messed up. Like, basically that's the level of like we asked them to make Shy a real class, give it super armors, make it a real class, make it a normal class, and then remove the Shy buffs completely, and then give it like a single target heal. They did all of that except for removing the Shy buffs. The most important part of, you think we care if Shy is a real class? Are you serious? We want you to literally remove Shy as a class. We don't care about the class. That was just we felt bad for Shies. We were like, wow. That was like a after you remove their buffs and gut this horrible cancer class, then give them super armors and make them a real class. Like, you were never supposed to make them a real class and then leave the buffs on there, bro. Successfully failed instructions. Penis is in the light socket. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. That's all I got to say, right? All right, let's move on. So, yeah. Yeah, certain classes are literally the main characters. Cough Sage, Cough Striker, Cough Hasheen. And other classes are just inconsequential. I can't even bring up how often this is the case. You have no idea how big a difference this is, but I have a clip that I'm going to show you. And it's not Mr. Bayrag Hans, but it is right after him. So let's check it out. Okay, so this is my boy Abaddon. He sent this clip over. This is on Festanities. Here's montage. You'll see. Okay, let's really what's the playback speed here? Playback speed normal? Yeah, let's really break this down here. Can I do that? Oh, I can. And what am I at? Okay. Yeah. Miss. Look how many misses there are. He's been on the ground. He's grabbed. Now he's gotten up. Now he's immediately, look at, he pressed one button. And then they're all 4 floated. He pressed another button. 1 kill. 2 kills. Look at his health. It's going up. His health is going up while fighting like 9 people. 3 of them have already run away. 4 of them are dead. These 3 people are dead already and they don't know. They literally don't know they're dead already. Yeah. That's a striker, by the way. Yeah. So there you go. So when your class's best strategy is basically, hey, I can just get CC'd, that way everybody groups on top of me, and then that way I can just get up and use a couple skills. Oh God. You're literally the main character and everybody else is just hovering around you while you hit different. It is what it is. Some classes are a little too strong. Like, I don't think I need more than that clip. You know who you are. You're the sages. Awakened Dosa before this patch. KEKW. Rip awake. Can we get some else for Awakened Dosa? And you're right. You're right. They really don't. They really must not play the game. All right. So this is kind of interesting. This is kind of interesting. But this is kind of my last reason why it's obvious they don't do any balancing, and they never really care to. The new classes just hit different, bro. If you're a 2024 class or 2025, bless you, right? You're even better. You just slap differently. You're completely protected. You don't even, they don't even pretend to put gaps in anymore. Like, you look at Suck Dosa, every single thing is a type of, it's got like 8 iframes, 9 super armors, and 10 forward guard. I'm not even kidding, by the way. Go count. It has an unimaginable amount of everything. It's like, which situational thing do I use at what? The things it has in it, like, it also has big damage. Like, it has everything. And some classes, the older ones especially, usually feel forgotten. I don't want to talk about any specific class because I don't want to feel like I'm biased, but it'd be nice if they reworked Guardian at least one of the times that they reworked every other class. Oh, okay, I am biased. Why'd they do that to me? Anyways, so yeah, that's, I mean, this is pretty much it for the lack of balance. I don't feel like I need to keep arguing this thing. This is like hitting a drunk man who hopefully is going to sober up soon. We know they're imbalanced, but I'm just here to point out that in case you guys who play BDO didn't know, I've played every single PvP MMORPG. This is the most imbalanced game of all time. By far. By far. Don't pretend to wait for balance. We've been waiting for like a year. This is where we're at right now. We've been waiting for like a year. Don't even pretend to wait for balance. You need to find yourself a meta class. Find you something good right now. Learn it for now and expect it to be garbage in a few weeks. They figure something out. So that's what this is. So the whole reason for this whole really like video really is it would be different if we thought they were just bumbling idiots and didn't know what they were doing. But about a year ago, they came out and they straight up started gaslighting us hardcore directly. I remember that was when we first saw Wansu, or the mighty YJ as they call him. He literally came out based as fuck, said the end game of BDO was a PvP game and we were going to focus on making that the goal. And god damn, I wasn't the only one with a half CC, you know what I'm saying? I might have been full bricked up, not even lying to you. He said things I never heard before. You know what I mean? Like ooh, a whole new world. Like I was just about a year ago before I was hyped before my birthday, and now I realize I am easily lied to, and they have been gaslighting me for fucking years. They've never done any class balance. They've always only just adjusted maybe 1 or 2 classes. They've never actually said, you know what? We're fixing all the shit that's out of line, and we're doing. They've never really done that, have they? And I suspect they still don't know how to do that properly because, well, I have this right here. Oh shit, I had this forever and I messed it up. Okay, got one job, Vessel. Let's look at this. So, this is what makes me think. F's in chat for Vessel. This is what makes me think we have no chance here. So, a year ago, they told us we finally done with the PvE. We're finally done with the PvE changes. Next week, we're gonna do the PvP changes. Okay. Next week, boys. That's make sure you remember that. We finally finished PvE. Next week is PvP. That's what they said. And look at, it's been a year. All right. So this week's update will bring us close to wrapping up the series of follow-up adjustments regarding the no mouse move. So basically, they're saying this is only to adjust the lack of mouse movement. which doesn't make any sense because you just nerf Sage, you just nerf Dosa. That's what happened here. That's what happened here. Like they're nerfing Hash. This feels like a general lie. This is a cop-out. And I'm going to explain it but after reading the rest of this statement. And this is what they've been doing for the past couple years. And this is why I'm just calling them out. We got to call chat. Listen, it's out of love for the game that I called these people out on their utter bullshit. Okay? It's important. We got to call them out on this stuff. So after these changes, they say, we'll review the PvE and PvP damage for each class. Following the recent changes to the damage calculation formula, our first priority is adjusting PvE damage. And after that, we'll move on to fine-tuning the PvP. This is what we heard over a year ago before they adjusted PvE damage 3 times ago. In that entire time, Sage, every time they make a PvE buff, PvP is changed drastically. Sages can fly around and kill everybody all of a sudden because they never run out of fucking stamina. Also, their cooldowns are crazy. Like all these we've been adjusting the PvE for a year. They have no idea that it's massively, massively changing the PvP. Or if they do, they're gaslighting the shit out of us, which is really what I think is happening. It feels like their developers are doing PvP changes, and if they are good, they're going to be like, damn, PvP balance. But when they are bad, they're like, oh, well, that was for PvE. That's what it feels like. They're taking total shots in the dark. They have no idea what we want or what they're doing. And when they change a bunch of stuff that's wrong, they're like, oh, well, we're still fine tuning the PvE, you know? So like, we'll get to PvP later. You wily sons of bitches, I'm on to you. Back to you, devs. Yeah, that's right. I'm on to you. I've said too much. I've said too much. They're gonna get me. All right. So anyways, so like, yeah, I've caught on to them, right? Like, so are they gonna ever get to the PvP? Because supposedly this is just what? Like, so next they'll be adjusting PvE damage, which by the way, no one ever asked you to fuck with grinding. Grinding feels like ass now. Good job. You've successfully messed up grinding when only the PvPers were mad. Now I got PvEers gonna rally behind my you effed up videos. Let's go! Doomers unite! And don't worry, there's gonna be some positivity at the end of this video. But this statement is insight into their line of thinking. And their line of thinking is we can just gaslight them and not do the shit they want. And do the shit we want. No one asked you to do half of this stuff. Just fix your game. I'm not gonna get all rude about it like I do in some of these other videos. I'm just gonna say just fix your game. Right, boys? That's it. So, oh yeah, the few things they have done, they scuffed up. Let's point out what they did scuff up. They messed up Red Battlefield. Thank you so much for a timer. Thank you so much for messing everything up. They never gave us the consumables like they said they would. They said that you would make a decent amount of money. Thanks for the 200 million silver an hour. Props. If by decent you mean a total waste of my time, thank you. And yeah, AOS, I mean, RBF is the same map that's basically broken unless you're like a range, like hyper revirginite. And I just don't understand. I don't understand any of the things they've done. What else was really bad? Peace. All of it. Okay. Yeah. So they're finally nerfing Sage, Dosa, Hash, Mouse Movers. This is all good, actually. We're going to talk some good stuff on our way out. This is all good. They haven't done anything like this really ever. They've talked about doing this. They removed resistances. By the way, 2-hour node worse when you said you'd give it to me. Please give it to me. Okay. Okay. We're almost done. So this is all good stuff. Okay. I need this in my life. And they don't need to focus too much on balance because that's not their strong suit. I'll be honest. BDO's never been really balanced. They shouldn't worry too much on balance. But look, you should make sure the game feels fun for the majority of classes. Don't keep buffing Striker, Berserker. How protected is Wizard gotta be? I get it. You don't want me to ever catch Huntler again. I get it. I get it. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep trying. Live on it. You know what? Like at some point, does it even matter that you took the resistances away? Because everybody is 1,000% protected. So focus more on the fun stuff in the game. Focus more on making sure the game is still fun. And a lot of that has to do with whether or not the stuff works properly, which means no CCing me in my super armor. I don't know what's been happening with your actual quality of the gameplay, by the way, but I used to be able to play with hundreds of FPS with effects on in remastered. Now when I go to low, I get a solid 50 FPS on stream. So maybe fix the game and make it more fun and keep the combat nice. You know? I don't know. Quit messing it up. That's what I'm asking you to do. Because, hey, let's be real, everybody. Imbalance can be fun sometimes. Don't lie to yourself and act like you don't love one-shotting the other guy. We just hate being one-shot by him. I'm just going to be real. I don't want to be one-shot, no. But I definitely want to one-shot other people. I'm not even lying to you. I'm not going to pretend I don't. So, in the meantime, maybe we shouldn't have anybody that can one-shot or two-shot you and be literal unkillable gods. And yeah, maybe with enough of these meta nerfs, maybe they'll accidentally fix the game. It's a funny thought to end on. Have you guys thought about it? There's still just a couple accidental changes from fixing the game. So thank you so much for dealing with my wonderful rant. I appreciate it. If you made it this far, please like, follow, subscribe, whatever platform you're on, all that sort of stuff. Share it if you can. What do you think? Is BDO the most imbalanced MMORPG of all time? I think it's pretty obvious.